Hi, everybody. Welcome to Brunch with Brian. Normally, we're going to start at 8:30 Pacific time, 11:30 Eastern time. That's our regular start time for Brunch with Brian. So that spreads out over those AM hours for all of us all across the country to enjoy our Brunch with Brian. And you guys remember all of our Brunch with Brian follow guide. And I know some of you had asked for me to hold this up a little bit longer last time. This is Brunch with Brian. We're actually maybe going to have a cool graphic tomorrow up on the screen for you, but this is Brunch with Brian. So what do we do first, guys? We smile fully and often, fully and frequently. F and F, smile fully and frequently. So everybody, let's put a smile on our face, and it might be the start of your day. You might just be getting up. Or maybe this is, we're into your day and it's 11:30 and you're churning along. This is a great lift. Everybody, you got that smile on, right? Don't let that smile go away. 10 seconds. That's the key to smiling, because your brain doesn't always engage the endorphins and the positive chemicals and that reaction right away. It takes a little while. So that's why you got to smile 10 seconds. Actually, when we start talking about smiling, guys, just put a smile on your face. Keep it until we get to our next step, which is breathe deeply. Heck, you can even smile while you're breathing deeply. So let's take 3 deep breaths. It's important every day. Okay, ready? And hold it for a second. Try to relax and smile when you exhale. Okay, ready? Inhale. Okay, that's nice, isn't it? Relax your shoulders, roll your neck a little bit. One more. Okay, that feels great. All right, we're done with smiling and breathing. Never done with smiling, never done with breathing. Okay, and now we have a quote for understanding and a reading for motivation. And guys, we're going to put those two together today. We have this great book, and many of you guys have actually maybe read this book. It's a fantastic book. I've read it many times. And what does it say on the back? This book can change your life. How to stop worrying and start living. This is a Dale Carnegie book. I absolutely love Dale Carnegie, guys. He's an awesome author. And he was selling trucks in New York and hated it and said, I'm going to figure out a way to become a famous author and help people. And that's exactly what he did. And he taught school at night, adult education, and he started writing during the day and creating books like this. So what I love about this chapter 1, this is a great technique, guys. It's called Live in Day-Tight Compartments. And this is a clue, a tip that you can use to get over stressful times, honestly, and get past worry. We all worry. And guys, is this a time when a lot of worries are in the world? Yes. There's an abundance of worries. You can find plenty of things to worry about right now, but you are not effective when you're sitting around fretting. So you need to stop the worrying, and part of that is what I call compartmentalization. I mean, I call it that, everybody calls it that. Being able to compartmentalize different areas of your life. So the stressful area, you can think about that and apply yourself to that and try to resolve that situation for a certain length of time, but you can't worry about it all day long. Okay, so there's a couple of great quotes actually in here. And this is a quote actually from a church hymn. Okay, and this is kind of plays into our story here that I'm going to be telling you. And it was about a gentleman who was so worried that he just couldn't get anything done. He found it almost impossible to sleep. He would frequently get out of bed in the middle of the night. And he'd have a lot of trouble. And one of the things it said that he never was able to banish the worries and find peace until he had adopted as his motto 5 words from a church hymn: one step enough for me. Okay, so this is from a church hymn. I'm not singing it. Lead, kindly light, keep thou my feet. I do not ask to see the distant scene. One step enough for me. Okay, so that's like, don't worry about all the stuff that could happen down the road and what's, everything. It's taking that one step, being able to do your, what is ahead of you today. Okay, and that's compartmentalizing. And Dale Carnegie talks a lot about that. And this is the only way that you can prepare. And listen, there's another quote from the Bible: "Give us this day our daily bread." So don't be focusing on the future. Get your daily bread. And and that's what's scary now, guys, is that we feel like we're not even getting our daily bread. So I am sure that in the greatest country in the world, we're going to manage to get our daily bread. And it's going to be maybe stressful a little bit here, but it's not going to last that long. I mean, it's going to be, you have a lot of different opinions on this, weeks, months, on how long this is going to take, but it's going to be over. And we're going to be stronger, and we're going to get through it together, and you're going to get through it. But it's going to be a lot more painful. You're going to be around in a year, okay? And you're going to be going strong in a year. But this next weeks and months might be stressful. So to get through this, you need to compartmentalize. Don't sit and worry all day. Say, okay, I'm going to take this half an hour and worry about this. And after that, I'm going to go and take a nice walk and not think about it. So you have to be able to control your thoughts. And Napoleon Hill talks about this too, guys, is the one thing you have true control over is your thoughts. And you can control what you think, and that's why reading is really good. Exposing yourself to videos like this, Brunch with Brian every day, that's bound to keep you more positive and happy and smiling. Okay, so that was a great quote and a great motivational reading. And the concept I want you to take from today is compartmentalization. So don't worry all day long and constantly come back to these thoughts of worry. Compartmentalize your thoughts of concern and try to stay focused on what you're doing in the moment. Now, I talk about role control. That's a big thing I talk about a lot, actually, is role control. And I'm coming out with a book on that. And it talks about compartmentalization, your ability to compartmentalize your roles. Play the role that you need to play when you need to play it. And don't be your worrier role. Don't be in that role all day long. Okay, so that's what we're talking about with compartmentalization. Take that technique and use it. Okay, so what do we have left to do, guys? What's our last step of our Brunch with Brian, as always? It's move. So what are we going to do, guys? What do we got for our moving? We've got stretching and self-flex, and I don't know if you guys are going to get me to dance. Maybe if enough of you respond and say, okay, play a song and dance. But guys, let's do just a little basic stretching like we showed you yesterday. The lower back is a big area that is challenging for folks. So we always start with the lower back. Put one leg there, put your elbow around like that. If you didn't see me do this yesterday, this is how it's the best low back stretch I ever found. When you put the leg over like that, and then I'm not looking your direction, but just try to turn all the way around this way. And if you hear your lower back crack a little bit, that's probably a good thing. You're stretching it out. Okay, so I want you to go both ways and probably twice. If you're sitting down doing this with me, that's awesome. Now, you might not be really super flexible, but you're going to get there. Just do a little bit each day. Don't overdo it. And remember, get your doctor's advice if you're questioning this. Now, touching your toes, since you're already seated like this, it's kind of an easy thing to touch your toes. This is hard. I want you to try to keep your legs straight. You're going to feel that hamstring pull on the back. Don't hurt yourself now, but I want you, as much as possible, keep your legs straight. Lift your head up, lift your head down. Ooh, that feels good. That's a hard one. That is really a good stretch on the backs of your hamstrings. Okay, so that's our new stretch for today. Your back and your toe toucher. And of course, guys, you can always do toe touchers just standing. Keep your legs straight as you can. And even just let yourself hang down like this. That's very relaxing. Hang down, touch your toes. Feels great to move. Guys, so smile fully and frequently and often, and always deep breathe. Try to do that 2-3 times a day. Just reinvigorates you, cleanses your lymph system. A lot of positives to that. Keep your mind focused on positive things. Read positive quotes. Compartmentalize now, because there are troubles in the world. So if you're going to worry, say, okay, I'm going to worry, but I'm only going to worry for the next 5 minutes. And then I'm going to get on to the next thing. I'm going to get into my next role and compartmentalize. So keep that concept in your mind today and going on through these next few weeks and months as we all strive and succeed together. So that was Brunch with Brian, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8:30 to 11:30, wherever you are in this great country of ours.